Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be doing a little experiment. So this blaster, for those who don't know, is the X-Shot Skins Menace. It is a very small, compact, quite powerful blaster. And in that video, the viewer suggested, Mark, mentioned this blaster has half-length compatibility. Now in that video I did mention I was going to do another video focused specifically on the half-length compatibility with this blaster, so that's what we're going to be doing today. I have here two half-length darts we're going to be testing. The first is Adventure Force, the Adventure Force Tactical Strike half-length darts, and the Dart Zone Max half-length darts. We will be trying out these. These are the original classic X-Shot darts, or at least classic for when they made these, which we did not test in the original video. I just want to see how well these fare compared to the other darts. So with that all the way, let's get started. All right, so to start off our tests, we're going to be doing the range test. And as usual, for context, the chicken marks 25 feet, the swan marks 35 feet, the frog marks 40, and the far back wall marks 50 feet from where I'm standing. Our first dart is Adventure Force. We're going to be firing 6 shots each, just like the previous video's test. And also, the dart storage actually seems to work pretty well with the half-length darts. So we just have the dart loaded up inside there. Kind of makes it a little hard, if not impossible, to take the dart out because it's very far in there. 44, 45 mark. Almost 50. All right, I'm impressed. 45, 40, and a little bit 40. Wow, like I'm very surprised. Let's move on to our next dart, which is Dart Zone. These are Dart Zone Max darts. They fit in the blaster the same. Also, the dart storage holds them pretty well. 40, almost 50, lower up, 47, 45, 45, and last dart, 51. Right around 50 feet, maybe a little bit shy of 50 feet, but I'll just round it up and say it's about 50 feet. Wow. Very surprising results. Half-length is actually pretty good. None of them veered off and hit the wall either, so that's pretty nice. And this, by the way, is unmodified. This has not been opened, has not been modified, and it does have an air restrictor. But from the looks of it, the air restrictor, here, I'm just use as an example. By the way, we're just gonna move on to our next dart anyway, which is the old X-Shot darts. And yes, the dart still away. Now, as I was saying, the air restrictor, or at least when you insert a dart, it's about halfway sticking out, maybe a little less than halfway sticking out. So the barrel is small enough to hold a half-length dart and push down the air restrictor. I'm going to see how the X-Shot darts fare. 50, well, that's a 50-foot mark. Well, about 50 feet as well. These ones are going up. Straight, this one up. Sounds like that one can bounce off the wall. Try not to, then dirt. Let's see what that helps. Okay, about 45. About 45. And also about 45. So, very interesting results here. Was not expecting the half-lengths to perform as well as they did. This is a blaster that isn't supposed to fire half-lengths, or at least that I know of. Maybe X-Shot has some documentation somewhere that says, oh, it can fire half-lengths, but the instructions don't, and how they advertise it, they don't mention half-lengths. X-Shot doesn't even have their own brand of half-lengths, so, oh, completely forgot. Put the ranges up on screen now, around where they're landing. The Dart Zone Max and the Adventure Force Tactical Strike darts, I feel like we're going about the same in terms of distance, and then X-Shot, classic X-Shot, was going a little bit shorter. So X-Shot was going to the 50-foot mark, actually. Now I think about it, X-Shot was going 50. And then the other, and the half-lengths were going around 45. So approximately 45, X-Shot around 40 to 50. All right, so here we are at the accuracy test. We have our targets set up over there. We're gonna be starting off with Adventure Force Tactical Strike half-length. See if these are any accurate. Well, we hit something right out of the gate. A little high. I think with a little practice, we might be able to hit some of these targets. Oh, missed. That shot 5 hit the target, I think, and moved and went down. But yeah, I think if you get some practice using this with half lengths, you should be able to hit the targets pretty well. Let's move on to the next dart. All right, moving on to Dart Zone Max. Oh, almost. A little high. Oh, we hit it. I think we hit it. Hit the table down that one. Missed too high. Missed. Aiming too high. I'm just aiming too high because I'm trying to accommodate for drop, but with the half-length darts there is no drop. So I gotta aim lower. There we go, and it gets caught in the target. Okay, that makes a little more sense. I don't know, I'm just having too much fun with the half-lengths in this blaster. I'm sorry. Anyway, so yeah, you just gotta get used to aiming this, it appears. Not much difference in how straight both were shooting, so I'm just gonna say these two are basically around the same. Both the Adventure Force and darts are around the same. So, all right. Lastly, we have our classic X-Shot darts. Oh, a little high. Oh, missed. And of course, getting veered off course. So there is that to keep in mind. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna hit anything. If I do, I'll be very surprised. Missed. Moved out of the way the last second. Okay. Yeah, not much to say there. All right, let's move on to the speed test. All right, so here we are at the speed test. We're gonna be starting off with Adventure Force Tactical Strike. 71, 76, error, 68, 79, 75, and lastly, 61. Next we have Dart Zone Max. 77, 76, 73, 75, 78, and 76. Last dart will be the classic X-Shot. 80. Duplicate 80. Duplicate 80. Duplicate 80. What? 79. 77. All right, so let's go over the speed data, starting off with Adventure Force. We had an average of 71.67, a minimum of 61, and a maximum of 79. Next, we had Dart Zone Max with an average of 75.83, a minimum of 73, and a maximum of 78. And now we have our classic X-Shot with an average of 79.33, a minimum of 77, and a maximum of 80. Though we had 80 4 times in a row, they all seem pretty consistent across the board. Dart Zone's a little more consistent than Adventure Force, and then X-Shot Classic is like the most consistent, probably the most consistent I've ever seen with any one of these speed tests. With that all out of the way, let's move on to my final thoughts. All right, so are my final thoughts. I will say this, I am pleasantly surprised at how well it used the half-length darts. I was very surprised on how far they were going, very surprised at how accurate they were, and also very surprised at how fast they were going. Of course, they were being fired out of a blaster that wasn't supposed to use half-lengths, it was supposed to use full-length darts. So yeah, it's quite interesting results. This blaster feels like it was meant to fire half-lengths rather than full-length darts. Specifically because of how far the dart sticks out of the barrel. I mean, it's to make it more compact, I know, but better off firing half-length darts. In my opinion, I feel like it fires half-length darts better. And by the way, that's with no modification. This thing has not been opened, as I think I mentioned this before. No modification right out of the box, which in my opinion kind of ups its value a little bit. Pretty cool, especially for a $4 blaster we have right here. So yeah, would I recommend doing this test? Yes. But do keep in mind that the darts are far in the barrel and kind of hard, if not possible to get out. You'll probably be able to get it out with a knife or a toothpick. So it's not too big of a deal. If I had a preference of which dart to use, I would recommend, I personally would recommend using the Dart Zone Max darts. They're a little more consistent with speed, but not to say Adventure Force is terrible in this blaster. It's actually very good as well. It's just a preference of mine. All right, so that'll be the end of this little test here. Comment your thoughts about this test down below. Comment what else you want to see on this channel. Be sure to check out the original Menace review. Also be sure to check out my other reviews. I'll have both those linked at the end of the video. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.